Damn, he's scary. He's scary. He's scary. Jake Berman, what's up, dude?
Good morning.
Good
How
to
are
have
you?
you here, dude.
Yeah, thank you for having me on.
Dude, that's a great highlight reel.
Yeah, CTP kills it.
Oh my god.
Shit.
Hey, hey, what?
You hear me okay?
Yeah, I hear you great. I hear you so good.
That's good.
Oh, now I got an echo. Ever since your camera dropped, I got an echo.
Oh,
Maybe something happened with the mic.
I'm on my phone. I'm trying to. Yeah. Is that good?
Yeah. Do you want to adjust it so you don't have to bend over, or you can do it?
Yeah.
We got time. We got time. Everyone's still just piling in. What's up,
This is
everyone?
good.
Good morning. Oh, now we got a bad echo.
Bad echo?
Yeah. You could even log off and log back in, maybe. Something happened as soon as you dropped your phone. I started getting a fucked up echo.
Is this good?
When you talk, oh yeah, that's better.
Okay.
All right. Hey, dude, are you in that shape that we just saw?
No, not quite. Well, that was 2022. So my knee is not doing so well right now. So,
I know. I heard that yesterday on the show, and I was like, "Holy shit, what is he doing?" Hey, I have an idea. Why don't when they tomorrow at 4:30 when you guys are gonna go? Did they give you an exact time you're going?
7:30. I mean, give or take. I mean, I don't know exactly how it's gonna work. I know they reached out to CTP and he's gonna set up his camera, and I assume we'll just go side by side. I don't really know.
There was this movie. It was called back when I was a kid. It was called My Bodyguard,
Okay.
and this dude was always getting beat up at school, so he got a bodyguard who would do all the fighting for him. So I was thinking at 4:30, you don't tell anyone, and you're like, "I'm not doing it, but I got a buddy who will." And you point, and it's like fucking Noah.
Yeah, we
Fuck
were
you.
joking about that yesterday. Like,
Take that, Colton.
yeah. No, I mean, it's my knees. It'll hold up on the burpees. I really can't squat. So,
But dude, you also said you have a fracture. Do you have a broken leg?
I guess they're called stress fractures. They're small fractures in my tibia, the tibial plateau,
Yeah.
and I've had that for a while actually. And basically, like where the bones kind of chipped off, my body tried to regenerate its own bone and instead formed like shitty cartilage.
Yeah.
So they said I gotta surgically put bone cement in there and bring the bone back up since it's compressed, and it's kind of a mess. But
Is your tibia plateau? That's basically where your shin meets your knee.
hmm yeah, it's like the
Um,
flat part. So every time you're like stepping, all the impact. Because I
yeah.
didn't get it from like trauma impact. You know, it was probably from overuse the years across. So I've been doing this forever. So probably bad mechanics as I grew into the sport. I assume that had something to do with it because I had an X-ray back in 2016 which revealed the stress fracture. So I've been dealing with this for years, and I think it just kind of resurfaced this past year, and then along with the meniscus tear.
Hey, what do you think? Are you a good eater? Were you eating enough? I always think when I hear stress fractures, I always think it's someone who wasn't eating enough.
Yeah, I mean, I just started working with nutritionists here at TTT. Um, but I mean, for the most part, since I've been doing this so long, I know, I did paleo for a while while I was in high school. I know healthy diets. I know how to eat right. I think it's just a matter of eating enough in the day. When you're training all day, it's hard to get enough calories in and not feel like you're gonna puke when you start a workout. So, I think the biggest thing for me is getting enough calories in versus eating the right things.
Right. I had the guy on who set the world record for a 50-mile run,
hmm
and he broke his leg just one day. His leg just snapped, and
Yeah.
obviously he's skinny as shit. And I go, "Hey, dude, were you not eating enough?" And he goes, "Bingo, I just was
Yeah.
not eating." Isn't that crazy? So you were working out so hard, but not taking in the molecules to help heal it,
Right. Yeah.
to rebuild.
I had like edema in the bone and arthritis, which is crazy at 27.
Yeah.
But yeah, they basically was like they were like you could snap your leg if you land wrong right now.
It happens.
Yeah.
I knew a girl who was running track who was a fucking world class or I don't know if world class, but really good runner, and she snapped her leg just running. Are
Yeah.
you going to be able to enjoy this?
It's that's the thing. It's been weird to kind of like play into this more. It's just been a weird time. One, I didn't want to bail. There's a lot of hype around it.
Yeah.
And I'm not really affected by the burpees, but just the whole fact that I'm probably gonna have to sit the season out and like just came to terms with that this past weekend. It's been a weird time. but I'll enjoy it. It's gonna be fun. We're gonna have a good crowd here. Put on a good show. I've been
You won't
testing some burpees out, so
like
they're feeling fast.
you won't be in pain.
No, like I said, it's really squatting. That's the only thing that's bothering it the most, and why I catching a heavy clean or doing high rep thrusters. I mean, that's where it originally happened, was in that last open workout thrusters. I was actually warming up for the workout and just felt my knee collapsing and popping, just kind of giving out while I was doing air squats and warming up with 95. And I looked at my coach. I'm like, "Can you hear this?" And he's like, "Yeah." And we didn't know what it was, and it was Monday at that point, so I had to
And it
do
was
the
bone
workout.
grinding around on bone that you were hearing?
Yeah, just like sliding and popping. And it wasn't painful yet. So that's why I was like, all right, well, I'm going to do this workout because it's Monday. I got to finish the open. 85 thrusters later, things swelled up, couldn't squat for like 2 or 3 weeks. Then had the imaging for my knee scheduled for that Thursday, the day after this burpee thing came out. So I didn't really know what was wrong with it up until after that. I had already agreed to the competition. So
Has anyone told you, "Hey, dude, don't do this"?
yeah, a lot of people are like, "Dude, don't do this stupid burpee thing. It doesn't matter." That was kind of before I was like making the decision to not compete. They're like, "You got to think about your season." But I mean, this will be fun. Like I said, it's not bothering my knee to do burpees. So
Jedediah Snelson, legs are overrated. Sack it up.
exactly.
Yeah, who needs
It's
legs?
really for doing 100 burpees. It's really the press. That's what deteriorates. So I don't need my legs.
The press meaning getting up off the ground, exploding off the ground.
Yep.
When's the last? Have you been fooling around with since this happened with bar over burpees? Like, did you do any yesterday?
Yeah, I did it right after we agreed to this. I did an EMOM of 15 on a minute for 15 minutes, but I didn't feel like that translated well because it's a different gear. I'm doing more reps for longer. So I
And
haven't.
how did they feel?
I haven't tested 100 straight through.
How did they feel?
They felt fine.
They did feel fine.
Yeah, they felt fine.
Before you go, do you have a talk with yourself like, dear God, no matter what, don't let me stop. I'd rather die than. I mean, do you prep yourself mentally for this? Like, or do you, Jake? Listen, dipshit. It's only 100, no matter what. Don't stop. I mean, do you give yourself like a little story just minutes before you go out there?
No,
Because it's gonna hurt, right? It's gonna hurt.
Yeah, I mean, it's like rowing a 1K. It's like 3.5 minutes of just burping. It's a long time to just be doing fast burpees, but it goes by quick. I've done it before. It's just gonna be hard because I'm not gonna know where he's at. We're going side by side. We're not in the same place. Even if we're going side by side, I wouldn't know where he's at in his rep count because you're kind of just like blinders on in your own lane.
Will you give yourself a pep talk before you go out? Do you do that?
No.
Just 3, 2,
Ain't
1.
nothing to it but to do it. Yeah. It's burpee.
I'm stressed for you guys, and so I'm guessing they'll set up a camera on you and a camera on Colton, and like you said, you guys won't know where the other one is, and everyone at home though will see the picture side by side on the screen.
Yeah, I guess they can see the cadence and they can just tell who's ahead. I don't know if they're gonna have like a rep count on the screen. That would be nice, but I don't think they'll do that. So I'm just gonna go as hard as I can, and when I finish, I hope it's before him.
With 100 burpees, bar over the bar burpees, do you just come out? Is there any pacing, or is it just come out as hard as you can, and fight, and it's just willpower?
Yeah, just gonna come out hot and stay hot and finish hot. That's the plan.
So in a way, it's kind of like going for a world speed record for the mile.
Yeah.
It's like close to the mile, right? The time domain.
A little quicker.
Do people pace the mile when they set the world record?
I'm not sure. I mean, I assume so. I'm sure they have a kick at the end. I'm sure they have a gear they settle into and then kick at the end, last lap.
There was a guy recently that people were pointing out. He back squatted 550 and then ran a mile under 5, and people were talking about whether he was low enough on the depth of his squat. And I didn't see the video, but he did break the record for the 5-minute mile. But what I heard is like the last 100 yards, he ran like a 6:30 mile. Like he slowed down that much. He just but he still made it. But he hit a wall.
Yeah, I saw the video of his squat. I think people were giving him more shit than he should be
Oh,
getting.
I
Like,
totally agree.
it's
I
like,
totally agree.
dude, that was a bad angle, and it's like, dude, you're right in the line, like, and the strength is there. I think if he just had more flexibility, he could do it. Like, it's still impressive what he did.
Totally.
Like,
But I don't think he gets, like, I think it's really impressive, but I don't think he gets to be in that club yet.
yeah, he's got to redo the squat, but I think he's capable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't
me
know the
too.
guy. I saw the video once,
Yeah.
and I think it was maybe Taylor bashing it.
All my friends, all my friends.
Yeah. But still, sub 5 minute mile, regardless if he ran the last 100 yards of his
Dude.
pace. Like, dude, that's crazy.
And he's a big dude.
Yeah.
How tall are you?
Like 5'7" on a good day.
And how much do you weigh?
I actually weigh the most I've ever weighed right now. I think I'm 190. And I usually compete at like 180 to 185.
And does that concern you?
I think it's part of the reason I've been getting hurt every workout that I do where I bring the heat. Because, like, for example, I'm doing toes to bar and bar muscle ups and pull ups, and I'm getting stuff in my lats and my pec. And I think it's just because I'm not used to supporting that much weight, pulling that much weight, especially when you're like torquing so hard when you're kipping. And I think it's just ultimately led to a lot of injuries. So that's why I started working with a nutritionist to kind of lean out and get back to my fight weight. But now it's too late.
Carrying an extra 10 pounds over 100 reps ends up being 1,000 pounds.
Exactly. It's helped for sure with weightlifting, which is ultimately what's held me back from making the games all these years. But I don't know. Like, I need to hit the home runs where I can, and so I need to be able to, win or top 3 the lightweight guy workouts. And that kind of fell off as I gained 5 to 10 pounds, which is crazy. But maybe I just didn't give myself enough time to adapt to that weight gain.
How old are you?
I just turned 28, actually.
Oh, happy birthday.
Thanks. Feels weird to say 28.
You still live at home with your parents?
No.
No, I didn't think so. That was just a test. Jake, have you already created a company and sold it?
No.
Oh, okay.
I do have a company, but we have we're ways away from selling it.
And what is your company?
It's called Spade. And Drink Spade on Instagram. It's a healthy soda, 0 sugar, 0 calories, all natural, sweetened with stevia, added electrolytes for a nice hydration benefit. It's similar to a Zevia. Do you know Zevia?
Yeah. Is it carbonated?
It's carbonated. Yep.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah, I'll send you a case. Shoot me your address.
Okay, I just really didn't want to have to hate on you. That shit, I don't know if it's O2 or Celsius or one of those things, is the most depressing drink ever.
Yeah, O2. It's not it's flat, right?
Yeah, it's like, dude, stop.
Yeah. No, you'll love this. We got 6 flavors. We got, if you're a classic soda guy, we got Coca-Cola. We got yuzu lime. It's kind of like our Sprite. And then we have a Dr. Spade. It's our spin on Dr. Pepper. And then we have the fruity flavors, strawberry kiwi, we got guava, and blueberry acai. So flavor for everyone.
Dr. Pepper's such an underrated drink.
Dude.
I've never had, every time I have one of the, I don't have a lot of them, but maybe like once a year I'll run into one and I'm like, holy shit, this is incredible, this flavor. It's
a hard flavor to nail. The actual formula isn't revealed, but it's like a bunch of different spices and flavors. And we went out to 7-Eleven and pitched to them at their headquarters in Dallas. And we had a lot of their execs and largest franchise owners trying it. And Dr. Pepper is like huge in Texas or Dallas specifically. So they were loving the Dr. Spade because they could compare it to Dr. Pepper. Like, dude, this is way better. It's no sugar.
Largest franchise in the world.
No, just like the largest.
No, 7-Eleven. 7-Eleven.
They're the biggest retailer in the world. Yeah.
Yeah, crazy, right?
Yeah.
I was just looking at. Go ahead.
Well, so we sat through like a seminar the first day we were there, and they told us they're building a new 7-Eleven every 3.5 hours in the world. I mean, I can't even, like, conceptually, that sounds crazy.
I just looked it up the other day. I think there were like over 70,000 7-Elevens. There was a point where it was like that for CrossFit between like 2009 and 2013. There was a gym opening every 3 hours somewhere in the world. It was crazy. It was like a 5-year run like that.
Yep. Yeah, out in Asia, the 7-Elevens are basically on top of each other, and they're gourmet. Like they have really good food in there, in the ones in Asia. There's about, I think there's 13,000 or so in the U.S.
Yeah, that's what. So as many as CrossFit gyms.
Yeah,
Oh no, twice as many. Twice as many. There's probably 6,500 CrossFit gyms in the U.S. So there's twice as many 7-Elevens.
but that number's fallen off last few years, right? Since COVID.
Yeah, but I still think that I think in the US there's about 6 or 7,000 gyms, active gyms in the US, and I think
Okay.
that there's probably a little bit more, it's. I think it's fair to say there's equal amount worldwide elsewhere. They say there's more, but just for the sake of it's close.
Yeah.
It's close. I think it depends on what I think. At the peak, CrossFit was approaching 15,000, and then we were hearing 13,000, and then recently they got a new CMO, and what she said, I'm excited to be a part of these 12,000 gyms. So it's somewhere in there. But that, like I said, that is worldwide. That's still half as many as 7-Elevens in the United States.
Yeah. It's crazy. We need to get into all the affiliates then, like
What?
Fit.
Oh, dude, I think it was either Killcliff or what was the other one that used to say that had the black cans?
The black cans.
There was
Oh, I think Fit has a black can. It's like the creatine one.
Yeah, I think Fit Aid. I think that was one of their roads to success, from what I hear, is getting into every affiliate.
Yeah, yeah. I met with me and my co-founder. He's actually my cousin, Blake, the real MVP behind Spade. We're the same age, grew up together. We had a meeting with Orion, which is I guess one of the co-founders of Fit Aid, and he was just telling us their story and kind of how they got into the affiliates. It actually started off as a golf drink. So they're hitting the golf courses and the country clubs, and then they pivoted to affiliates.
Not that you're asking my opinion, but I'm a sucker for a can that says creatine on it.
Are you really?
Yeah, so like those Bang energy drinks, because they said creatine, I would drink them, and since they took it off, I haven't drank one since.
Should we make a Spade creatine?
And the Fit Aid one, like I would never drink a Fit Aid unless it said creatine in it. I don't know why.
I'm looking at a Fit Aid right now. There's a case right in front of me. The thing is, when you put so many different ingredients in one can, I feel like it devalues each of the ingredients. I mean, to make it cost effective, right? There's no way the source of creatine that's in Bang Energy is a good source of creatine.
Yeah, I've heard it's like nothing. I've heard it's
just enough to market it, so you buy it.
Yes, and it worked.
Yeah.
It worked on me, even though people were like, "Hey, dude, you'd have to drink 4 Bangs to get 5 milligrams of like a teaspoon of creatine."
Yeah, you'll die of a heart attack before you get that serving.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, it for me, it justified. Look, yeah, super creatine. Oh, yeah. I like the word super too, and I think they had to take it off because someone said, "Hey, there's no such thing as super creatine." I don't know. I mean, I'm just hearing
Yeah.
I don't know anyone who owns the company or anything, but that's what I heard.
Yeah.
And now I don't even see it in stores anymore, to tell you the truth.
Bang?
Yeah, do you?
Yeah, I see it at the gas stations.
You do?
I see Rain. Rain's like one of their competitors. See Rain everywhere. Have you had the Ghost Energy? Do you like energy drinks?
I don't.
Dude, they have a really good flavor. It's like a sour Warhead flavor. They collabed with Warhead.
Yeah,
it's the green one. I was addicted to those.
I try. Obviously, I try not to drink those, but I wouldn't. For some reason, I'm advert. I'd never have had I don't think I've ever had a Monster. Maybe one or two. And I don't like their can, and I don't like the Rain can, and I'm okay with the Ghost can. I'm not a big fan of the C4 can. I don't know why.
What don't you like about it?
I just think it's a cheesy can. Like the can's trying too hard. The Monster, I think the whole Monster thing is just trying too hard.
Yeah.
Like I liked Red Bull because it was ridiculous. It gives you wings.
Mm-hmm. It makes sense.
Just completely absurd, but
yeah. That's what we're trying to do with Spade though in the healthy soda space, because the major players that are in that space, I mean, it's pretty untapped if you look at it. Healthy soda as a whole. You have sparkling waters, which is very saturated. And then you have diet sodas, which is saturated. You have kombucha sodas, prebiotic sodas, which is newer to the scene, but it's very saturated now. But healthy soda,
crazy sugar, right? Kombucha is just basically just pure sugar, right?
Yeah. Like Poppy and Olipop, there's still a little bit of sugar in those, but they're prebiotic sodas, and most of the people that are drinking those they don't care about prebiotics. They don't even know what that is. They just want a healthy soda that tastes like the real thing. So that's where we came in. We're like, all right, well, we're going to leave out the prebiotic. We're just going to have the flavor with this and make a healthy soda, so people can drink it whenever they want. There's no caffeine in it, no sugar. Anyone can have it. No alcohol. Any age can have it. Your kids can drink it. Kids love Spade. So, and we kind of want to just appeal to the masses in that sense, and similar to what Red Bull did, and become like a lifestyle drink. We want to get into the music festival space. We want to get into UFC and sports, NBA, PGA, get into nightlife. We don't want to just be a healthy soda that's on a shelf in Whole Foods. We're gonna be much more than that.
That's another reason why I don't like Monster. At the end of every UFC fight, the guy holds the can up, and it's like, hey, it's like obviously so forced. I mean, I don't know what it is, but obviously, like they give you $1,000 if you hold the can or something.
Yeah.
And I just,
it's not as authentic.
No, I think it's so fucking cheese dick.
Yeah.
I already know I'm consciously manipulated by words like creatine. I don't need I don't need too much more. Hey, what's the deal with the can? Why that can as opposed to like a regular?
Are you talking about the sleek, like the slim can?
Yeah, like it's like a little Red Bull can. I think of it as opposed to like a Waterloo can, or you know what I mean? Like
yeah. No, I think the 12-ounce sleek can it feels cleaner. It's kind of on trend now. A lot of the healthier sodas are doing it. It feels better in your hand.
Doesn't fit in your cup holder in your car.
It'll move around a little bit.
Yeah, move around a little bit.
I don't know. It depends on your car, but no.
I mean like the cup holders that have like those flaps that are kind of down in it. Though, you know what you're kind of talking about?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
You're right. Good point.
Yeah. Depends.
What's the story behind the drink? How do you start a drink? Is that a scary endeavor?
Yeah, I mean, especially when you're going up against industry titans like Coca-Cola and Pepsi, and you've never started a business before. Yeah, I mean, it all started back in college, actually, me and my cousin. I was competing at CrossFit already, right? And my cousin lived in San Diego. I lived in Georgia. Both in college, both in fraternities, and we'd visit each other and go to parties. But we both adopted healthy lifestyles from growing up drinking soda, till we realized soda is literally killing us. And we're like, man, we're at these bars, at these parties, and we're like, there's nothing we can mix with that's not loaded with sugar. We mix with the liquor. We have orange juice, cranberry juice, Hawaiian punch, Coca-Cola, bullshit. So like we need to find something out there that can kind of fill this void. Couldn't find anything. We sparkling waters. There's no flavors, so subtle. Diet sodas still have harsh chemicals in it, aspartame, whatnot. So started researching ingredients on Amazon, or we started researching natural sweeteners, found ingredients on Amazon, and shipped them over to us. Blake's dad had a soda streamer, so we actually started making our own soda together, just for ourselves, so we could bring it to parties or wherever we were going and drink it. And that one thing led to another. Friends would try it and like, dude, this is good stuff. Like, you have something good here. And we decided to put it into cans, and we came up with the name Mixer. So it was MIXR, make it a little trendy. And we would just take that to parties, and not even trying to bring it to market or anything. And
in cans, you would take it in cans.
We bought a self canner, and
do you get that on Amazon too? We
never got that on Amazon, but we actually did get it into some liquor stores. I don't know if
no. I mean a self canner. What the fuck's a self canner?
Yeah, it's how you make your own can. Seal it up. So you use the soda streamer, you make the soda, and you put it in the can and seal it up.
And you just buy, oh God. And you would know how to do.
And we made stickers. I have pictures I can probably send you of the early days of the Mixer cans. We had stickers. We wrapped it around the can, said Mixer on it.
Is this it? A canner steamer?
Yeah, exactly. So we found a company where we bought the cans. So like they look like silver bullets. There's nothing on them.
Okay.
And then we had the stickers printed, and we put the stickers on the can.
God, that is fucking cool.
Yeah. So we
and tedious.
Tedious.
How long does it take to make one can? It would take you like a few minutes to make a can.
We have a time lapse video that's I think had like a few hundred cans made. It's cool. But yeah, it definitely it was time consuming. But we actually did get into some liquor stores, just cold calling, walking in there and talking to the owner and shooting the shit. And we're like, hey, we had these little displays, because once we figured out that people actually like the stuff, we're like, all right, there might be something there. So we did get it into stores. However, the name scared people away from trying it. It was a very niche market, the cocktail mixing space. And meanwhile, Poppy, Olipop, and Zevia, and all these healthy soda brands are exploding. So we decided to pivot from the cocktail mixing space and just do it as a healthy soda, because we noticed people loved drinking it on its own, but they were hesitant to do so because they thought they had to mix it with alcohol.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, that's when we kind of consulted with professionals, built out this team, and professionalized our brand, full pivot, full rebrand, worked with design firms, and Spade was born.
And are you and Blake the owners?
Yep.
And what are you glad you worked with those people on the outside, or did you realize it's just horse shit? You guys should have done it all yourself.
Oh no, I mean, we wouldn't be where we were at right now if we didn't build that team, because Blake and I had never been in the CPG space or started a CPG company. I actually did an
What's
internship.
CPG? What's CPG?
Consumer packaged goods.
Okay.
I actually did an internship with Killcliff back in the day, so I got to see a little bit of the ins and outs behind the scenes of a startup beverage. I live in Atlanta. They're based in Atlanta. But yeah, so I mean, we didn't really know anything about starting a beverage company. We just had a passion for, you know, I have a passion for the fitness industry, health and wellness. We like to rage as well. We don't want to compromise that. So how can we kind of find that happy medium? And we created a healthy soda that can play in all these different spaces. So yeah, I mean, we kind of immersed ourselves in the beverage space for 4 or 5 years, because we started Mixer around the COVID time. So it was like 2019, 2020. Fast forward to now, we just launched Spade in July, and already we're invited to 7-Eleven by October. Sent them product, they loved it, pitched to them. They're going to bring us on for a 200 store trial.
No shit. Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah. So we'll be launching with them this summer.
Wow.
200 stores, potentially in LA, in Orange County.
What do you think that they liked about it?
So when I was speaking to the buyer there, he was telling me how, and if you look at 7-Eleven, you can see this, or their Instagram, but they're really trying to kind of bring in new innovative products that appeal to Gen Z and kind of change their whole target audience, or their target consumer who's walking on their store. And we kind of fit that mold, right? We're this new generation soda.
And Gen Z is people born in the late 1990s and early 2000s. So those people are like 25 to 35. Yeah. Okay.
Do you think of 7-Eleven like just convenience store, but they want to bring in like a younger crowd? And if you go to their Instagram, you can see the whole rebrand they've done. Like it's got a really cool vibe to it now. And so we kind of fit that mold perfectly. And I think they like our name Spade and kind of our approach, and how we're trying to be this lifestyle soda, healthy soda. And they genuinely like the liquid. Like everyone who tried it loved it.
What's the wow, they have a spam sandwich.
I don't think is that it?
7-Eleven.
No, I don't think that's 7-Eleven Philippines.
Oh.
Go to the actual 7-Eleven.
What? Don't be racist. What are you talking about? Who cares? They're all the same.
I don't think we have distribution in Philippines yet.
Isn't that funny? I can't find let's see, 7-Eleven.
Type in 7-Eleven, like spell out 11. Yeah, there you go.
Okay, here we go.
Bang.
Oh yeah, look, now this one's way more hip.
You know what I'm saying?
Look at, they already have 2 Porsches in the last 5 posts. Or is that a Porsche? What is that? That's a nice car. I could see you driving something like that.
I can't see what that is. It's too small.
I think it's some sort of like Nissan, tricked out Nissan.
The McLaren? They do have like McLarens and stuff on their page. It's crazy.
Oh yeah, they got all sorts of. When I think of 7-Eleven, I think of people running in to get a beer, chewing tobacco,
Exactly.
hot dog, sunflower seeds,
Mhm.
coffee.
But now you look at this new
Dude, look at
rebrand.
all these fucking cars at the on the 7-Eleven. They're a fucking wow.
Yeah, it's cool. It looks like kind of
Fast and
rebellious
Furious.
now. It looks sexy. Yeah, it looks like Tokyo Drift.
Oh yeah, there you go. Jeez. Um, and who did you? Is that a big turning point? This 200 getting into 200 stores, is that like holy shit? Like this is like I would be excited. Like I don't know. Like when I did the open workouts live on the show, that was like a big turning point for the podcast. It's like holy shit, I can't believe we're doing this. Was that like that for you? You're like holy fuck, this is a big step.
Yeah, it was definitely a big stamp of approval. At that point in our like early stage of launching this, because we were only a few months old, and I think we were one of the youngest brands to ever get a deal with 7-Eleven, because we had no sales history, no sales story. We had just launched in July, baby company, so it was just a really big validator, and we've been able to kind of leverage that as we pitch to investors and meet with potential distributors and onboard with different agencies. It's a huge stamp of approval.
Yeah, I get that. That's like me when I have Katie Henniger on the show.
Yeah,
A stamp of approval. Hey,
exactly.
what about so how did you get that meeting? Did you know someone? Is that all just like who you know? How did you get that meeting with those people?
Yeah, so one of our board of advisors mentioned to us this program. It's called 7-Eleven Brands with Heart, and basically you apply for it and you get a chance to go pitch to them. And there were over 600 applicants that applied. Only 48 were accepted, and we were one of them. So basically, you fill out a questionnaire and send them product, and they try it, they talk with their team, they have to like it, and then they approve you. So out of 600 brands, we were one of 48 to get accepted, and about half of the 48 brands there walked away with a deal.
Wow. And any other drinks?
I don't know exactly which brands walked away with a deal, but yeah, it's all CPG. I mean, there was like laundry detergent, um, little wipes, or there's little desserts, like anything you'd find at a 7-Eleven. Basically, it's not just you know
Was
drinks and food.
were those dudes in the room with you? All the was it like a game show? Like all the dudes who are pitching are all in the same room, or you're alone in there with the people?
It was more so like a trade show.
Oh,
We have
okay.
like a booth, and all the execs are coming up to the booths, and our specific buyer for like the guy who brings soda into 7-Eleven, like his name's Patrick, and came up to our booth, and we shot the shit with him, and he tried our product, loved it, and kind of took the next steps from there. So it was
And
cool. It was a good experience, and we you get to meet a bunch of other brands. A lot of those brands have been in the space for longer than we have, so kind of pick their brains, and just it's a good networking event too, and just seeing other CPG startups.
and when you're there, or do you have your drinks cold as shit? Like I like a drink that's so cold. It's like when the can's like really really cold, I start to get really excited.
Yeah. We had a full cooler on ice, so I always get so hesitant when people order our product and it comes in and they want to try it immediately without throwing it in the fridge, because I want them to have a good first impression of the product. So I'm like, put it on ice, throw it in the fridge before you try it. But
Allison NYC. So this guy's job is to drink soda.
exactly. No, to make soda and sell it.
That's our job, is to drink soda.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what's crazy too is so few people have shot caller power.
Mm-hmm.
So, like Apple may employ, I'm just making this up, I don't know, 100,000 people. Like truly 99,990 of them are absolutely useless. Like
Mm-hmm.
they're fucking nothing more than cogs.
Mm-hmm.
So and I have to assume it's
Replaceable.
like that. I have to assume it's like that at 7-Eleven. Like like really no one and so you met the right person. Like somehow
Yeah.
the right person. I mean the odds of there's tons of people with like jobs like director of marketing, but at the end of the day they can't do shit.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. We knew when we met our buyer, we were like, this is the guy. This is the only guy who's going to have any say in bringing our product into 7-Eleven. And we killed it with him, and he loved it. And we were very fortunate that we got to talk with him, and tell him our story and meet with him, and he's been super helpful along the way. So definitely very pumped to be in 7-Eleven. There's not even 7-Elevens around me in Atlanta, but I used to live in Miami. They're everywhere. They're everywhere in California. You're in California, right?
Yeah. I drive down the street and I see 5. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're fucking everywhere.
What part of California are you in?
I'm in Santa Cruz.
Okay, so it's more central.
Yeah,
Or is north? Is that north?
No, they call it it is central, but they call it north. We're called NorCal.
Okay.
I'm by Jason Khalipa. I'm like 40 miles south of Jason Khalipa.
That's
But
what
like
I think of when I hear
think
Santa
in my
Cruz.
head where there's like 3 just so without. I mean, I can't even help. If you're like, don't think of 7-Eleven, 3 would pop in my head.
Yeah. Well, hopefully we'll be in those stores soon. I don't know if you walk into 7-Eleven, but we also just onboarded the Amazon optimization team, so we'll be getting on Amazon pretty soon.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, we're super pumped about that.
Oh, thank you. Look, Sleeky even tells me, thank you. You're north. Look at Allison's in Costa Rica and she misses 7-Elevens. Look at that. I've never heard anyone say that. I miss 7-Eleven. That's like something you'd hear someone say who's in jail. Like they start to really appreciate the finer things, like
the smaller things. Yeah.
I miss a 7-Eleven.
It's a metaphor.
And this is full time for you. You don't have another gig?
Yeah, it's full time. I do spade and I compete as a CrossFit athlete, which doesn't pay me anything.
And is that the goal, Jeff, to go to the games? Sorry, take 2. Sorry, is that the goal, Jake? God damn it! I called you
goal,
Jeff.
Yes,
I'm half sorry. I'm half sorry for calling you Jeff. Is the goal to go to the games?
Yeah. I've been trying to go to the games for the last decade, and it's still the goal. And that's why it's pretty. I was only going to give it another run for maybe another year or 2. I'm only getting older, and I want to shift gears to spade and get this thing off the ground and blow it up and eventually sell it one day. And thankfully, I have a really good team right now, and my co-founder Blake, he's literally the real MVP, and he knows what I'm doing right now, training to make the games, and does pretty much everything operations, which is nice. But yeah, it sucks to end on this note, like getting hurt like this and have to potentially pull out of the season. So I don't want to end on that note. I'm gonna give it another run for sure, and I'm gonna do it right. I took a long off season last year, and I tried to cram training in a short amount of time to get back in shape for the Open, and I think that's ultimately what led to me getting injured. So I'm gonna give it another year or 2 for sure. Try and get my game spot.
Someone in the comments said, "Hey, can we get a recap of how we came to tomorrow night's show?" We can. They did a really good job yesterday on the Training Think Tank podcast with CTP.
Yeah.
And Max and Jake. They all did an amazing job recapping it. But will you recap it for us anyway? Going back to the video where you won that event and you won at the last minute and you got the interview. Start from there, maybe.
Yeah, absolutely. So this is back in 2022. I was competing at the MAC semifinal, and going into the last day, there's 2 workouts left, and I was on the outside looking in. I think I was like 10th or 9th or something. This is event 5, and it's echo bike, toes to bar, burpee box get over workout, and I ended up winning the workout. And they gave me an interview after the workout.
Barely won it, right? Like you came off the toes to bar after, far behind Noah, and then passed him on the burpee box over.
Yeah, I think there was Noah, I think Tyler Christoffel, and maybe a couple others that had beat me to the box. And it was a pretty substantial transition. And the workout ended with 30 burpee box get-overs. So I had caught all of them and beat Noah at the last second.
By substantial, you had to run. It was like a 20-yard run to the box, and it was a huge box. It's not the kind of place where you make up time.
Right. So I had to really burn down the burpees to get that win, because there's on the clip in that podcast from yesterday, you can see I'm literally coming down off the toes to bar to break. Noah's already starting his burpees. So I was really behind. But yeah, I kind of came out of nowhere and won. So they, when you win a workout, they get an interview. So yeah, just they're asking me, how it felt with the strategy, and just kind of spewed it out in the moment. I was like, yeah, I have the fastest burpees in the game. So I knew if I was close to whoever was in the lead, I would have caught them and won. and then now it's this clip that's kind of kept resurfacing on the internet, and Training Think Tank would always repeat it whenever there's like a burpee workout or something. For example, the first open workout this year, but it more so became like a joke,
Right,
not
right.
like seriously like, oh, you have the fastest burpees in the game. You're like, oh, fastest burpees in the game.
Your boy's
So
just busting your boy's busting your balls.
yeah, exactly. So I think maybe Colton must have seen a recent podcast where they were talking about my burpees in the first workout where he did dust me, but
It's a big
maybe I
podcast,
think
man. The views are high on it. They have a consistent um it's probably the most underrated. I don't hear a lot of people talk about it, but if you go over and look at the Training Think Tank YouTube page, they're doing good. They do good.
oh yeah,
So like a lot of people
BTP
are
is a god. Yeah.
yeah, a lot of people are hearing that shit.
hmm
So sorry, go on.
I think Colton thought maybe like I don't think he knew about that. I said it in an interview. I think he thought Training Think Tank was just kind of crowning me this fastest burpee in the game.
Yeah.
Didn't really know it was like them kind of just saying it in a joking manner.
Or he had forgotten, because I remember seeing that live when you said that, and I thought it was really cool. But I had forgotten. So when
Yeah.
it wasn't until I watched the podcast yesterday that I realized, oh yeah, that's where it came from. So maybe he also forgot, right?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, that's kind of the origin of how this all started. But I've been known to have fast burpees. Like it's a good movement for me.
And
So,
then he went on he was on the Coffee Pods and Wads game show.
Yep.
And out of left field, nowhere, he just
Mhm.
goes off on letting the world know that Max doesn't know what he's talking about. The podcast is silly, and Jake doesn't have the fastest. And
Yeah.
it was probably, I mean, it's pretty fucking funny.
Yeah.
It was just completely, especially because 3 years ago that guy didn't talk.
hmm Yeah, no, I love it. The
And
sport
now
needs
he's
it, for
like,
sure.
now he's fucking straight just stand-up material.
Yeah.
And he's had to probably work hard to get to that place, to set himself free to say that shit. You know what I mean? I mean, for us, we're just dying laughing, but like that guy, I think, has worked to get to where he's at with his delivery.
100%.
Yeah.
No, it was good. Like I said, the sport needs it, and he killed it with that, and look what it's turned into. It's great.
It's so fun. Yeah. It's
Yeah.
crazy, right?
Yeah.
Do you know that after you guys go, we're gonna have the fittest man in the world in the dwarf division
Yeah.
try to beat your guys' time? And because I was so bummed, because I think Caleb reached out to you and I reached out to Colton right when we heard about it, but fucking Colton's like, oh dude, Spin beat you by 30 seconds, because I was like, oh, we're doing this.
So yeah, I didn't know whether to respond or not yet, but then Colton tagged me on his story because he had already said yes to barbell spin, but I knew you wanted to stream it, and he was just like waiting for you, and I didn't want to look like I was bitching out, so I just responded yes.
Yeah, it's good. It worked out perfect. It made me have to like think, okay. I had remembered this line Charlie Chaplin said, that a great joke only comes after a good joke. So I'm like, okay, what can I do to fucking capitalize on that? And this cat, Tim Murray, the fittest dwarf in the world, has been on the show a couple times.
Yeah.
So I reached out to him, and he's like, fucking, I'll do it. And it was cool too, because we're like, hey, should we like somehow adjust the workout because you're only 4 feet tall? And he's like, nope.
I saw that clip.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I saw a clip of him doing a few burpees, and they're fast. They're definitely faster than mine. So if he can, he did maybe like 20. If he can hold that for another 80, then he'll definitely win. But that's going to be tough to sustain.
And what will break down on these guys? What will break down on you guys? For you, you're saying it's the explosiveness out of the bottom breaks down?
I think it's the press for sure.
It's so weird. So it won't be metabolic. It'll be muscular fatigue.
I mean, it's metabolic if that's your limiter. But I think, Colton and I are at a level where the capacity, like the breathing, won't hold us back. Like we won't tap into that yet because it's 3.5 minutes, and I think muscular fatigue will set in before that. Like that's what's going to deteriorate and slow us down. I don't know how fast he's going to go. I know how fast I'm going to go, and I know that's where I feel it. But
are you going to wear a Spade shirt?
I only have collared Spade shirts that I wear when we meet with investors and stuff. I'm probably not going to wear that. I'm probably not going to wear a shirt at all.
Hey, are you a UFC fan?
Oh, I love UFC.
So you remember, I don't want to, I don't want to like, I love Jorge Masvidal. The street Jesus
I've
from
worked out with
Miami.
him before. Yeah.
You have?
Yeah, me and Noah, we've worked out with him. His gym is right. It's like they share a wall with Peak. Where he
Oh
trains
shit! Wow.
at. Yeah.
So I love Jorge. I don't. But when Nate Diaz called him out, I think that catapulted Jorge Masvidal. Do you remember that? He's like, "Hey, I want to fight for a belt, and it's going to be called the BMF belt, the baddest motherfucker belt." And when Nate called him out, Nate was kind of like at his peak, right? He had just had those 2 fights with Connor, and it was like fucking crazy, right?
Yeah.
I feel like also along that line that Colton doing this, but like it's nothing but it's great for you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, hey, it's not that people don't know who you are, but like you were saying in the interview, you haven't been to the games yet. So who are you to talk shit back to him? But also it's like there's the underlying message is he truly does respect that you probably have the fastest burpees in the game. And he wants to test himself. Like at the end of the day, that's what it comes down to. He's like, well, fuck, if that guy, somewhere inside, he sees you have the title and he wants it.
Yeah.
And so somewhere down in his mind, Nate Diaz thought Jorge Masvidal is the baddest dude around. And if I want that, I'm going to get it. I mean, because he's not going to do that competition against me.
Right. He's got to it's got to be, I mean, if there's a pot, he'd definitely do it against you. But,
right. But
it's got to be worth his time. Yeah. Like,
yeah.
He's got to respect you.
And there wasn't even money involved at first. It was just like, hey, you're the best. I want a piece.
If I win, I'm gonna donate it to
Spade,
like Wounded Warrior or something. No, I'll donate it. Yeah.
The Spade thing. I would love to. Anything you ever need help. I don't know. I mean, shit. I don't know what I can do, but I love success stories. I love what you're doing. I'd love to help you in any way possible. So, yeah, you should. I think you should be wearing a Spade shirt tomorrow.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, I like I said, I don't have like a Spade T-shirt, but I mean, my plan was to bring a bunch of cans up to the gym and have people drinking it while they're spectating.
Yeah, or maybe like break one on your head at the end.
Yeah, shotgun one.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I appreciate you wanting to help. I'd love to send you a case, get your feedback.
Yeah. Sending me a case will really help you. Send me 5 cases.
It doesn't say creatine on it, but I hope you'll still drink it.
Hey, so when I say that to you, have you thought about that before? Or are you like, yeah, dude, I know we've thought about that before?
Making a creatine drink?
Yeah.
Now, we specifically didn't want to be a function forward beverage. We wanted to be more flavor forward and functional secondary.
Okay.
Just because we wanted a very clean, simple drink. So you look at the ingredients label and you know everything on it. Very simple. It's not a fucking paragraph.
Yeah, that's like my wife. She looks at the ice cream and she doesn't care anything. If it has 3 ingredients, that's the one she wants.
Mm-hmm.
And
I think the simplicity is key. And we have 6 ingredients, including water. So,
God, I think it's noble and I think it's the right thing to do. I just can't imagine anyone giving a fuck. Just looking around, like when I walk out in public, I'm like, no one here gives a fuck.
About what?
About what they put in their body.
Oh, yeah, but it's on trend right now. Everyone's trying to be healthier. Everyone's cold plunging. Everyone's trying to be gluten free.
Oh,
I think it's on trend right now for sure. Since COVID, like people are healthier, or trying to be, or they portray that on social media. But regardless, like we want to be that drink that people are putting on their story on Instagram, kind of like a status symbol, if you will.
And I guess that being said, it's way easier selling something that you 100% believe in. So like my sponsors down there, like I love Paper Street Coffee, I love CA Peptides, I love BIRTHFIT, and same with Born Primitive. Like when they sponsor shows, like I love their shoes. Mm-hmm. And so it's easy just to be like, yeah, fucking wear the Savage One. Yes, the Savage One is the best shoe. So you don't ever have to lie about your drink. You don't have to be like Coke has to lie.
I think people can see right through that shit. And the reality is we made a drink for ourselves. to begin with. So we made a product for ourselves, and people loved it. So we wanted to share our product with the world, and that's why we brought it to market.
Yeah, that's awesome. We made it. That's the same thing how Greg started CrossFit. He wrote journal articles and did the fitness program that he wished he would have had.
Mm-hmm. And I think
Oh yeah,
that's why
and my tooth powder, Matuthian. I made my tooth powder because I wanted my own tooth powder. I wanted to brush my teeth with my own.
You have a tooth powder?
Yeah, you didn't know that? How do you not know that? Where have you been, Jake?
This is my first podcast with you, so you send me tooth powder, I'll send you spade.
I will. Hold on.
Is it like a teeth whitener? What is it?
No, it's just a fluoride's just incredibly. It's a neurotoxin. It just straight in all the studies it lowers kids' IQ, and there's no recovery from it. If you get too much fluoride in your system, you're fucking it'll fucking hurt you. And
Really?
I bet you the vast majority of Americans, including myself, have had way too much fluoride. Yeah, there's been 3 huge studies, one in China, one in Europe, one in North America, and basically, if you get over a certain amount of fluoride in your system, they say your IQ drops 3 to 6 points and you're toast. That's it. You don't recover those. And my mom and my sister have pretty white teeth, like very white teeth, and they're like bone white. They're not like Fox News white, you know, and like the ones that look like they're blue. And so they were always telling me they brush their teeth with baking soda. And my family eats pretty clean anyway. So then finally, my sister sent me some tooth powder one time, and it was just a little bit of charcoal, eggshells, bentonite clay, charcoal, and a little bit of salt. And I started brushing my teeth with it. And the first time I brushed my teeth with it, I was like, holy shit. I cannot believe how good my teeth feel. My teeth have never felt like this. It like paste does nothing compared to this. And so I'm just like, so I reached out to Doc Spartan, Dale King over there, and we put together a tooth powder.
That's awesome. I love that.
And I'm stoked. And it's selling like crazy. It's selling like crazy, and that wasn't even my intention.
Where is it on?
Just online? No, just online. Yeah, just online. Yeah.
Yeah, I would love to try some of that. I'll order some.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Do you have any other companies?
No, no.
Or other products?
No, I'm just taking over the world from this podcast. That's it.
I love the entrepreneurship.
Thank you.
Resume.
I'm twice. How old did you say you were? 29?
28.
Yeah, I'm late to the game.
Well, better late than never.
Yeah, totally. Do you think that there's a chance you do beat Colton?
I do actually.
Yeah,
I do think there's a chance. I'm efficient with my burpees. I don't know how fast he's gonna go. So
he might game it.
I don't think you can game it. It's 100 for time, but like I said, it's gonna be blinders on and go. And right when my feet hit the ground on that last rep, hope it's before him. I don't know how fast he's gonna go. And it's not gonna change how fast I'm gonna go. Like I know my gear and what I'm able to hold for 100 reps, and that's what I'm gonna do. So.
Will you warm up first?
Yeah.
And what will that look like?
Probably just do like a couple sets of 15 burpees, maybe some bike.
A couple sets of 15.
Just to kind of like feel it for a sec. You know, like touch the pan for a sec.
Yeah, fuck, dude. Couple sets of 15.
I don't know.
A workout for some people.
I'll have my coach Kyle Ruth write up a little warm up for me.
Or is he a training think tank guy?
Yes, sir. Yeah. He's. I've been with him for 4 years now. And yeah, it's been an amazing move coming up to TTT. I'm from Atlanta. I'm born and raised, so it made the most sense too, since it's local. But yeah, I wish I found it sooner. You know.
Do you think Colton really thinks he's gonna win, or do you think a part of him is like, fuck, I bit off more than I can chew?
I think he's pretty confident he's gonna win.
Yeah.
And the whole world thinks he's gonna win.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, you're
people that are friends with me.
So your friends think you're gonna win?
I think they hope I win.
Right.
I mean, it's Colton. You know, I'm not gonna say anything. I can't really talk shit because he's short. Because I'm short myself, but he's shorter than me. But you know, I can't use that as like the excuse.
David Weed, Colton always cheats.
I don't know about that. It's hard. I don't know how you can cheat this.
The thing is with him, right, is that there's things that he truly is the best in the world at. Like it's hard to even say that about just any other, even games champions, right? Like even games champions, you're like, okay, they could be. There is someone who can beat them at certain things, but like Colton has some real outlier weird shit going on. Where like he might not only be like close to the fittest man in the world, but there's shit that just he's also the best at.
that
And
no
even
one's ever going to beat him in.
no, yeah, and even the fittest man in the world, even somewhere at some time, there was probably someone who could beat Fraser or someone who could beat Froning in their peak at certain things. But there are certain things that this fucking dude just probably cannot be beat at. And
Yeah.
and you've just been like, oh, you're stepping like right into that circle where it's like, oh yeah, this might be one of those things.
I think it's going to be closer than people think. I think
Good.
It's going to be a good race.
Good. I hope it is. I can't wait to see it.
Yeah. And you never know. Like, I don't know if, I mean, I'm sure since he's had a couple weeks, I'm sure he's done 100 to see where he's at. But
is that a mistake on his part? You think it's a mistake to test it? Like, ooh, that's gonna hurt too bad.
I think it's, yeah. I mean, I guess you can look at it like that. Like once you feel how, I mean, I don't think it depends how it's all as hard as you make it, right? So maybe he tested 100 but didn't go at game speed, and he knows where he could turn it up, where he could turn it down.
What's also unique about this, Jake, is that there's other people who've like tried to do like like a competition series, right?
Mm-hmm.
But so it's like organized, and there's an organizer, and there's this and that. But this is really just like, hey, let's go behind the school and fight.
Mm-hmm.
Just like, hey, set your iPhone up, set my iPhone up, and we'll all gather around. There's nothing fancy. It's just like
I think that's what makes. Go on.
No, you go ahead.
I think that's what makes it a lot cooler and more authentic because it was like organic. It just happened so fast, just off an Instagram comment or off a podcast, and then me commenting, and then bang! All right, let's live stream this. You want the smoke? Let's go.
And another interesting thing that I don't think a lot of people fully comprehend is like, there's like if let's say Scott Panchek were doing this against Noah Olson, two fucking huge names in the sport, there wouldn't be this isn't a dig at them at all. It's the fact of it that it's you two. It's you could be like, I think a lot of people make the mistake, hey, just pick the two biggest names or just pick this, and it's like that's not where it's at. It's the same thing with when Jorge and Nate fought. They weren't the two best fighters, but fuck, everyone wanted to see them fight. And so it's really cool. It's almost like it's 2 years in the making. You planted that seed unknowingly, at what was it, at Granite Games you said?
Mac, Mid-Atlantic.
Mac, yeah. And who knows, that maybe that's been grinding at Colton for like 2 years. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's losing sleep over it. Yeah, I don't know. It's cool. Like they're like, a lot of people seeing Colton repost everything that's going on, Berman versus Colton, and they're like, who is this Berman guy? Never heard of him, But I don't think people realize, I've been very close to making the games. Like I said on the podcast yesterday, like I don't think you can get closer than I've been.
How close were you? How close were you? You took third when they only took 2?
Yeah, I got 6th at Mac and they took 5. Which,
and how many
if you looked at Mac that year, it was probably the hardest region in the world.
And how many points away were you from 5th place?
I think it was like 6 or something.
Oh,
so basically how it broke down, Spencer beat me by 1 lunge step. And if I beat him, we would have been tied points-wise, but I would have had the tie break because I won an event. I had a higher place.
So by one step.
Yeah. And then that was
you cry? Does that make you cry? Are you pissed? Do you cry? You drive home in the car crying?
It was also a weird time. I didn't cry because, well, we went to the last chance qualifier, right? So that was 6th, 7th, and 8th from every region. So it was like just the guys who barely missed out. Everyone's a stud. Thought they did 30, and they only take 2 out of the 30. And I got 3rd. So I missed it by 1 spot once again.
Oh my God.
And it came down to 1 thruster rep that they took away from me. Got dropped it behind me. It was like the last rep of this AMRAP. And Yoni Koski, we tied on that workout. He beat my tiebreak time. But if they gave me that last rep, I would have been 1 rep ahead. I would have had his game spot, but he took 2nd instead.
And
And
listen to the company you're in. You're in the last chance qualifier with Yanikoski. I mean,
dude just won the
he's
Open.
legendary. Yeah.
Yeah. No, he's. It was cool being up there with those big names. Tim Paulson, beating a lot of other studs. Tyler Christophel's right there. You know, he's been clawing at the games just as long. But yeah, I just got together with a girlfriend, and we're kind of in our honeymoon phase still. So I was pretty distracted, I feel like. So I didn't really take the time to like process how close I was to this dream that I've been working towards for a decade. Like it was, fucking a hair. And I didn't have, I didn't really process it or cope with it. And, me and my girlfriend, we took off to Vegas that night after I found out I didn't make it. And we just, traveled around. And I feel like, I don't know how different it would have been if I was just by myself in my own thoughts and really like trying to cope with it and figure out, a plan going forward. But I think I was more so sad about it versus like pissed and fired up to like go try and make it, because it was so mentally like exhausting and physically to go to try and train and peak for semifinals and then do it again a month later for last chance qualifier and come so close again. And it was just a mental beat down. So that was the first time I ever dealt with burnout in the 14 plus years.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Are you still with that girl?
No, we broke up like a little less than a year ago.
Are you single?
Yeah, I'm single.
Do you like being single?
At this point in the season, yeah, I do. I mean, I take a nice off season and I'm, traveling around, I'm partying with my boys, but while I'm training, I really lock down and I'm just living in a fucking box, and I don't need the distraction. And so maybe to some degree it helped me that year because I was distracted and it took a little of the pressure off. But maybe I don't know. Maybe I would have made the games if I wasn't with someone and I was more focused. I can't really tell.
Hey,
But
your Spade team, have they been like, hey, Jake, there's going to be maybe a couple thousand people who see this. I don't know, maybe more. Maybe this video will get 30,000 views. Maybe, I mean, I'm sure there'll be sub clips broken from it saying the fastest burpee, 100 burpees in the world. And it could even, over the next 5 years, get 1 million views. Shouldn't your Spade team be like slapping you around and being like, hey, here's a Spade shirt, here's a Spade tattoo for your chest, shouldn't someone be like milking you?
I mean, you mean for the burpee thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's me and my cousin, and we have a director of retail sales, and we have, our my cousin's roommate Timmy. He's technically another co-founder, and it's a small team. We have advisors, but we're the team, and so I'll bring cans up for the spectators. Maybe I'll shout it out in the interview after I win, but.
Yes.
I don't want to make it like so. I don't want to be selfish and make it this whole like advertisement for my company. It's like Colton's also doing it. It's make it about the burpee. And
I don't know. I think you need a Spade mat to do it on. That's the shape of a can.
Yeah, I guess I didn't think it through.
And a girl in the bikini. And a girl in the bikini.
We'll save it for the rematch.
All right.
Colton will want another stab at it after I beat him.
Yeah, let's talk about the rematch. It could be said also that you have the fastest handstand push-ups.
Yep, that's another one that I'm pretty good at.
Are you as good at those as you are burpees?
We talking strict, kipping, deficit? It's a lot of handstand push-up variations. So
which one's your favorite?
Just regular strict.
Just regular strict. Yeah.
I mean, he's pretty good at those too. He's going to be really good at everything I'm really good at. So
yeah,
I would love to race him in something like that. But for handstand push-ups, I would like it to be not a single modality, but maybe throw in something else, like have a workout. Like I thrive in a strict handstand push-up workout if it's got like barbell with it or, something else.
Or burpees.
Yeah. A lot of interference there. JR will like that. I actually just did a workout this morning before I hopped on that he sent me.
Are you friends with J.R. Howell?
Oh yeah, yeah, we go way back.
And why is that? How's that?
I met him through this guy Matt Baird that was coaching him back in the day, or coaching his team that went to regionals, and JR would come up to Atlanta, and we just met through then and kept in touch over the years. And he's invited me to come train at Crash, and I got to train with him and Jason Hopper, Taylor Self, and he's had me over for dinner. He's JR's man. Always
He is the
texting
man.
him. Yeah.
Damn, he knows everybody.
JR, yeah.
Yeah, crazy.
I love to see his climb in the sport with like his voice. People really respect him as they should now. So, and just the competitions he's put on, like his local competitions at his gym, are top tier. I don't think anyone's done a local competition like he has.
Hey, if there were ever a replacement for Dave, it would be him. I truly mean that. I think you're absolutely right. I think that I would love to see his voice grow in the sport too. I would either, you know what I mean, his voice and his influence.
For sure.
Yeah, because he knows people, he knows how to deal with people. He can also be very curt, like when it's game time, it's like he's not worried about what other people think. He's setting up his event, get the fuck out of his way. And then at other times he knows when to be personal. He's got a little bit of Dave in him.
100%. I couldn't agree more. And you just see the professionalism, the organization for Crash Crucible and Crescendo. I did the first Crash Crucible. I did the first Crash Crucible that he put on back in 2020, and that's where Jason Hopper won that one, and no one knew who he was yet, and he went on to make the games that year. But that was one of the most savage local competitions I've ever done. Like all the events were fucking insane.
And all the winners, I think, have gone to the games, right? Afterwards? I heard something like that the other day.
Oh.
Did Colton win? Colton won last year, didn't he?
Colton won? Okay. Yeah, I guess it's true. That year, Jason won. Do you know Josh Miller? Do you remember that name?
No, but I don't know a lot of names. Okay. I go after the trendy guys.
Yeah, he got second. I got third. Taylor Stuff got fourth. And then the next year, I think Taylor won. No,
I don't know.
I think Taylor won.
Did he? Well, he didn't go to the games.
Not yet.
You think he ever makes it to the games?
Is he competing this year? He told me he was doing the Open, and that was it. I was like,
yeah, no one knows.
No one. He's going to do quarterfinals for sure.
I think what Taylor's doing is he's
mitigating. To come out.
Well, he's just mitigating his stress by saying he's not going to do it.
Okay. Yeah. I can see that side of it.
And I think he believes he's not going to do it. But then he's obviously going to compete in the quarterfinals. We're going to stream them live, and he's going to go against Dallin, Colton, and Jason. So he's going to go as hard as he can.
Okay. Oh yeah, he's definitely doing it then.
You think he could? You think he's good enough to make it to the games?
I mean, it's his knee, right? If his knee holds up, I think he's got all the other tools. He's got the mindset more than anything. The mental discipline, the will to suffer. And I think that's something you can't teach. And I think it's just something you have in you. And not everyone has it. He's got it. And that'll carry him more than anything, for sure. I feel like it's something I'm pretty good at, too. Genetically, I'm probably not, like, the best specimen to be, like, the fittest on earth. But I think I have a good will to suffer in a workout. Like, I can push through, I wrestled in high school, too. I think I contributed to that.
You did?
Yeah. And I think you build a lot of resilience and mental toughness.
And I think Colton and Medeiros wrestled also.
Yeah, you see a lot of wrestlers come to CrossFit and crush.
Let me read this to you. Let me put you on the spot here a second since we've gone here. This is from Adrian Conway's Instagram. It says, facts to be aware of. Athletes turning coaches struggle to understand that other athletes aren't them. Young athletes can lose years of development trying to train exactly how their favorite athletes train or trained.
Yep.
What do you think about that before I weigh in? And
Yeah, I agree. I mean, everyone's different. Everyone's going to train a little differently, um, just because of how they're biologically made, right? And I think you have to tailor your training to your own needs. But there is definitely a benefit to group training, for sure. I think there's time and place for it.
Here's where I disagree with Adrian 100%. I think that, like, if you want to be the best in the world, like 99% of your shit has to be the same as everyone else's.
And you just do it better.
Well, no, it's that 1%. It's that
You have to have
1%.
some way of separating yourself, right?
Yeah, and I think here's the thing. I think Matt Fraser cracked the code on it.
Mm.
I think he did 99% of what everyone else does. So I think what Adrian is saying is true, but not in context of the big picture. Like, basically, if you want to go to the games, 99% of the shit that Danielle Brandon does and Rich Froning does and Haley Adams does and Jake Berman does, it's all the same shit. But there's the 1%, and it's kind of like what you were saying. During games time, you live in a bubble. And it's about living in your bubble. And do you have the mental fortitude to fucking live in that bubble? And so in that way, I disagree with him. It's like, hey, dude, if you want to win the games, you can go up there and live with Matt and live in the bubble. And he'll show you like how not to use a steak knife so you don't accidentally cut yourself. Don't fucking call anyone, to fucking erase Instagram from your phone. You know what I mean? And
I
just
disagree with that, though.
You do? Okay, tell me.
I don't think that works for everyone.
But
Look
okay,
at
I agree.
Noah Olsen.
Yeah. But he
He's
never
not
won
gonna
the
do that.
games. Right, but he never won the games. That's what I'm saying.
He pretty much damn near won it that one
Right,
year against
right.
Matt Frazier. But
Right.
he operates so differently than someone like Matt.
Right.
Noah
And
needs
that's
to be around
great.
people, and he's having fun all with his training crew, and Matt's
Good point.
not using a steak knife. Some people need to take it to that level.
That's a really good point.
Matt established dominance for many years in a row, and I guess he kind of proved that was the way to go. But I don't think that's the way to go for everyone. That was the way to go for him.
And you've also chosen in Noah also, in my defense, probably the guy who's the most like that. I mean, it's crazy how some people are upset at Noah just because of how fucking cool and nice he is. Like, I hear people dogging him because how nice he is. I'm like, dude, are you fucking kidding me? He's the nicest guy who ever competed on the fucking CrossFit game floor. He's cool as shit.
Yeah,
fucking love the guy, and he's honest and he's sincere and like he's. Yeah, are you very close with him?
Yeah, we lived together when he was in Atlanta. Yeah, we're boys.
Tell him to quit being a pussy. Tell him to come on the show.
He won't come on the show. I bet he'll come on right now if you call.
No, we had a talk. He ain't coming.
Really?
Yeah.
You guys
but what? No. Fucking me and Noah love each other. I love him.
On the show one time, he called you guys. I was sitting next to him driving.
I remember.
Yeah.
I do totally remember. I totally remember.
Yeah.
And I don't blame him for this at all. I just say crazy shit. It's not even that I say crazy shit. I say shit that's out of people's comfort zone or subjects that people like don't want to partake in, right?
Yeah.
So like, say you're trying to sell an energy drink, and I'm talking to you about like I might bring up a subject that might alienate some of your customers. So you're like, hey, I don't want to go on that show because I want to sell my drink to everyone, or I want my drink. I'm not interested in alienating people, and stuff on the way you talk alienates people. I think that's more what it was with me and Noah. He just was just like, but I mean, if I called him, you're right, he would answer, or if I text him, he always texts me back, or he's great. I
think he would jump on since I'm on here, but I was texting him this morning. He was watching the podcast that TTT did from yesterday.
Yeah, that's a very safe podcast to watch. Those are good.
Very safe.
Very safe.
Well, I mean, no, they're not like super PC, like,
Hey, listen. Do you remember
in that show?
Oh, do you remember that show? I don't remember during your show they were asking about the origin story for the name of corn.
Yeah.
And they said it's not appropriate for this show.
Is that something you would just show?
I immediately looked it up and I thought about doing a bit on it to take the piss out of those guys over there. Do you know the origin story?
Can you pull it up?
Yeah, I'd love to pull it up. Fuck, it's crazy. It is disgusting. It is disgusting.
You like porn? Do you listen to that kind of music?
I don't even know.
Let me know if this echoes. I'm gonna move this over here.
Okay.
I had it sitting on my water.
Corn origin story of band name. Listen, this is what we're about to talk about is we talked about the origin of Spade. We've talked about everything except about how Jake got into CrossFit. Okay.
You want to talk about that?
I don't know. We're running out of time here. I'm just glad I wanted to have you on because I just love
it's actually a funny story.
Okay, I'll hear it. Davis told Steve-O the whole thinking behind it was like, it doesn't matter what you're called. It's like a punk rock thing. It's like, fuck, we'll call it Corn. Who cares? I don't need any mysterious weird name. Wait, hold on. I don't even know what that word felching means. It said something about felching and semen. The Corn logo. Where is it? I read it in this article already. Shit.
Should I put my earmuffs on?
You mean so no one in the room hears it? Oh, David said that back in the day, Corn's hometown Bakersfield, which is a complete shithole, Kearns County seat, he attended a party where he overheard two gay guys talking about how they loved felching each other. And then in parentheses, it says sucking or eating semen out of one's anus.
Wow.
See, Noah doesn't want to be part. I don't blame Noah for not wanting to be a part of this conversation.
Yeah, he would have hung up for sure.
But he did tell an amazing story about his penis on the show. I mean, it's a classic.
Oh, because when he had the kidney stones?
Yeah, and he had the string hanging out of his penis, and I asked him if when his dick got hard, if he ever lost the string inside of it. He said no, it's long. As Tone Deaf reported, subsequently the incident became an inside joke for the future Corn singer Inner Circle. Davis explained, the one dude was saying that he was felching his lover, and that the guy shat all over his face, and he had a corn kernel on his tongue. So people that knew the story,
that's the origin.
Yeah, that's the origin story. So
that was the moment he's like, we're naming this Corn.
Yeah, you didn't know that?
No, but I'm glad I do now.
So he's sucking semen out of a dude's butt, and while he does that, the guy shit on him, and there was a corn kernel, and they heard that story, and they're like, let's name our band Corn.
They're like, dude, that's money. Wow. The stars align on that one.
Top that with how you found CrossFit. Fecal corn. Oh, fecal porn. They should have called it fecal corn. Would have been a better name.
Corn.
Oh my God. Wow.
Does that make you listen to their music differently?
I mean, I wouldn't even know. I'll pull up some of their music. I don't even know. No, not me. No, not I.
And that's real too. That's not like Wikipedia. Like that's factual.
Yeah, that's straight off the internets. Let me see. What Corn song should I play?
Blind.
Do I know that song?
You probably know like Twisted Transistor or
Twisted Transistor, like tranny.
Maybe you might have to look that one up too.
Twisted Transistor. Okay, here we go. Oh, they got a black guy in the band. Are they black dudes?
No.
Oh. Because I always think of them as a white heavy metal band. Let me see. That was Snoop Dogg.
In another life. Oh, it's the actual music video? I don't think this is.
Oh. That's not it?
This might be another.
Twisted Transistor?
You've probably heard that song. Because the music. Jesus not for you.
Christ.
Yeah, that's get that off. Jesus. Look at that album cover. That's crazy. That's me after the burpees.
Hey, dude, you know what I'm gonna do? Which album text me which album I buy should buy, because I'm gonna, after the show's over, I'm gonna buy the album, and I'm taking my kids to the skate park.
Oh, okay.
And I will I'll make them listen to it in the car.
I think that's the perfect music they should be listening before they go to the skate park. That's what I was listening to as a kid.
And look at you.
I turned out fine.
Look at you. You shave with the shaving cream and a razor?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can tell. You
I just shaved this morning.
I know, your face looks amazing. You look great.
Thank you. I shouldn't bring the beard back, right?
No, I like all your looks. To tell you the truth, that dyed blonde hair look like does not work for anyone for me, but you actually pulled it off, and I fucking mean that. Like I was like, wow,
Appreciate that.
because I remember seeing you in the car with Noah, and I was immediately like, I liked you. I was like, oh, I like him.
I think you called me like an Armenian arms dealer or something.
Yeah,
You're
yeah,
like, that
yeah,
dude deals
yeah,
arms.
yeah. Okay.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, you're well. You're welcome.
It's a lot.
Tell me, what are you, by the way? What is Jake Berman?
Half Russian, half white. My mom's from Russia. Well, she's from Minsk, which is in Belarus.
Half Russia, half white.
Yeah.
That's like saying half Iranian, half Middle Eastern.
I mean, yeah.
What's white? Tell me what white is.
Well, I don't know. My dad's from here. He's from Atlanta, so it's like, I don't know. Half Russian, half ATLian.
All right. Okay, tell me the origin, the CrossFit origin story.
Yeah. So back to the listening to Corn days. Well, so at
you were
first,
13. You were 13, just entering puberty.
Yeah, it was the summer of 7th grade, going into 8th grade. My dad's girlfriend at the time, she was a marathon runner. One of her friends was a coach at a CrossFit gym. CrossFit.
Is he still with her? Is he still with her?
No, this is this is a long time ago. But yeah, they.
Did you find her attractive?
His girlfriend at the time?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's attractive.
Yeah.
Her friend was a coach at this gym, and we were actually living at her house. And she had kids that were like my age, and we went to the same school. She had a little home gym, and I was just going in there, just doing whatever I thought or whatever I saw on the internet. You know, I didn't know what I was doing, but I was trying to get bigger, faster, stronger for high school.
While your dad was inside the house with her, you were in the garage.
Well, this specific room was like upstairs, but
okay.
Yeah, but they had just started going to this CrossFit stuff, and you know, no one knew what it was yet. They didn't even know how to explain it. They explained it as like military style training, but the gym that they were at was military-esque. The owner was I think an Army Ranger, Green Beret, and they were like, hey, like, why don't you come try a class with us? Like, they were probably like a month in, and they were loving it. So I went with them, and I was like, this stuff is awesome. And at the time, I was very into like military as well.
At 13, you liked working out.
I developed a passion for it pretty quickly. So I wanted to be bigger than all my friends. I wanted to be stronger. In like PE class, I always wanted to be the fastest. So
didn't you hate sweating? I hated sweating when I was 13. You didn't mind it?
I didn't mind it. No.
Yeah.
But yeah, so fast forward a few months later, I'm in 8th grade now, and CrossFit's kind of taking a back seat because I was playing football. It was football season, and I ended up getting arrested at school, middle school, and I got expelled from the school.
Oh, that's fun. Just doing stuff that we all did, and you just got caught, or?
Literally. There's another kid in school who was going through people's bags, and he went through mine and found a knife and stole it. He got caught with it later in the day and said he got it from me. So they came from class.
Oh my God.
And I'm a naive 13-year-old. I have no idea that this is even illegal to have at school. It was a switchblade stiletto. And I just had that in my bag from like walking around the weekends. You know, I walked everywhere. This is before Uber, you know, I'm walking miles to my friend's house. We're just fucking around doing middle school things, right? Had a bunch of lighters in my bag too. Just typical middle school anarchy stuff.
Yeah.
But anyways, they
and were you pretty much a good kid? I
mean, it didn't seem like it after this.
Right.
I seemed like a juvenile delinquent, but no, I think I meant well. I wasn't trying to be this bad kid, but they showed me a picture of the knife, and they're like, "Is this yours?" And I'm like, "Yeah." Like I thought I like dropped or something. Like, I want it back, you know?
Yeah.
And they're like, "Oh yeah, so this kid stole it from you, and he got caught with it. We're taking him into jail right now. We're gonna have to arrest you too because you brought it to school. It's possession of weapons on school property." And they had a zero tolerance policy, so they handcuffed us both and put us in a cop car and took us to jail. I'm in middle school, scared shitless, and ended up getting expelled from the school 2 months later. The guy was like out of school for a couple of months pending a school hearing, and we appealed it. It didn't work. So ended up having to go to alternative school, which is where you go when you get kicked out of regular school.
That's where all the fuck ups are.
Yeah, and it was far from where I lived, so I
Were
had to
there any
get
hot girls there? Were there any hot girls there? Or is it all boys?
There were some girls there.
Like
Well,
wild.
it was cool. So they group everyone into like I was in 8th grade, right? But it was also high school kids.
Yeah.
So there's like a bunch of older girls and older guys and
To
stuff. So
teach you more bad shit.
yeah,
To teach you all sorts of crazy shit
all the
now.
hot girls were in there because they like got into a fight or something, or like got caught with weed at school. But anyways, the school was far from where I lived, so I would have to get dropped off at the nearest bus stop to where I lived, which was in a shopping center, and um, they didn't have like extracurricular classes at the school because it was just core classes like math and science, history. So I would get out of school at like noon or 1, and I would get dropped back off in the shopping center. And I didn't have a license yet; I was 13. This is pre-Uber, so there's like a Subway, like a Starbucks, some other restaurants, and then a CrossFit gym. There's happened to be a CrossFit gym in the shopping center, across the perimeter. I still go there, and I would be there. I would be stuck there for hours until my, parents picked me up.
Whose idea was it that you sign up to go into the did you ask your dad, hey, since I'm here anyway, can I just go to this CrossFit gym?
Yeah, it made sense because we were already going to they were going to the East Cobb one, but this one was a lot closer to where we lived, and it was in the shopping center where I was having to take the bus anyway.
Yeah.
So I signed up at this gym.
Did he walk in with you, or did you walk in by yourself one day?
We walked in together one time.
You're like, was it your idea? Were you like, Dad, I want to sign up at this gym. I'm fucking here anyway.
Yeah, I wanted to keep going to the other one that I was going to. He's like, let's go to this one. It's in the shopping center that your bus stop is.
Okay.
Makes sense. So
did your dad feel bad for you when you got expelled? Did you get in trouble at home too?
Yeah, at first he had to like come pick me up from jail, and at first they were super pissed until they heard my side of the story. They were like, "Oh, I mean, you didn't intentionally bring a knife to intend to use it. Like you just had it in your bag, and
right,
you were honest and got in trouble. Like if I were to go back now, I would have been like, that's not my knife. I've never seen it in my life. Like what are they gonna do?"
I know, isn't it crazy? You got in trouble for being honest. It's fucking it's so stupid. The system is so stupid.
Yeah. Well, I guess I'm kind of glad I said it was mine because it did change kind of whole trajectory of my life. And I would get out of school at 1 p.m. and be in the shopping center till like 6 p.m. until I got picked up. So I was in this gym every day, and that's where I feel like I really developed a passion for like CrossFit training, and then that's when the Open started coming out and CrossFit started growing as a sport, and that's when I got really into it. And I was pretty isolated at that point. A lot of my friends' parents didn't want me hanging out with them because they thought I was this bad kid because I went to jail and alternative school, and it was only for the rest of 8th grade, and then I got to go back to regular school in high school, and it was all fine. But yeah, it was a weird semester. That I think alternative school made me a little worse at that point. I got exposed to all this bad stuff that I wasn't exposed to before.
When I think of alternative school, I think all those kids either are like kids who are abused at home, like their parents are drunks or they get
delinquents. Yeah, like kids are getting caught with guns in school, or they beat up their principal, like really bad stuff. Like they're in and out of juvie. You had like metal detectors when you were going to school, and I was honest that I brought a knife to school. That's why I was there.
You have any desire to do high rocks?
No.
Yeah.
Do you?
No, fuck no. Zero. We talked about it on the show yesterday, and someone made a comment, and it fucking just annoyed the fuck out of me. I was basically just saying, hey, high rocks is like, there's CrossFit, and then there's just all this stuff that's blossomed after CrossFit. Spartan Race, Tough Mudder, High Rocks, Olympic lifting, power lifting, like all of those things, even if they were there before CrossFit, they've all benefited because it's just CrossFitters who want to fucking express they're just lazy CrossFitters who want to express their fitness somewhere else. Like, I get it. Like, it's where we send our fucking, our broken CrossFitters to your bullshit. Or our lazy ones or our fat ones, or it's like, like professional athletes die and they come and do CrossFit, and dead CrossFitters go and do all this ancillary shit. And someone in the comments wrote this: High Rocks is not like Tough Mudder or Spartan Race. Okay, tell me, buddy. Those were American-driven companies. Now I'm already like, shut the fuck up, dude. Like, I'm not referencing their origin of nationality, you dickhead. Well, Hyrox is European and predominantly done in indoor arenas. Now he's talking about whether they're done indoor or outdoor.
Yeah.
Like these fucking distinctions. What is this guy, autistic? The distinctions he's bringing up. And then he says, and I made it in context, like, hey, I'm just talking about just the ecosystem that surrounds. I don't even care if Hyrox gets bigger than CrossFit. It's still lazy CrossFitters.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying it's bad.
It's all standardized, right? They know it's the same thing every time.
Yeah. And I'm not saying it's bad. Don't get me wrong. Like, it's cool. Olympic lifting, powerlifting, marathon, like, it's fine. But like we're the shit. And don't think that we're not.
It's a spinoff.
Yeah. Hyrox will continue to grow and thrive globally. Yeah, so does cigarette smoking. Like, what the fuck is your point? I bet it surpasses CrossFit in popularity. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm sure
masturbation has surpassed fucking girls in this country. Who gives a shit? That doesn't mean it's the right way.
Well, so that the girl who won the Open, she's like a Hyrox star, right?
Yeah, she has a hard name to say, right?
Yeah, it's like Miriam or something.
Yeah, like Minotaur something. Yeah, but that's cool.
My buddy told me she's done like 350 wall balls unbroken. Like, that's crazy to me.
Yeah, that is crazy.
That's fucking.
Yeah, that is crazy. And I'm not dogging those. I'm just painting, like, it's just the scene.
Yeah, it will never be like CrossFit.
No, it's just the scene. It's like no one from any other discipline is gonna be like, hey, I'm fitter than who won the games last year, Jeffrey Adler, because we'd all be like, all right, come.
Yeah, please try it.
Come, we want to watch this happen.
Well, that one guy that got the invite, he's the Hyrox champ on the men's side.
Oh, Hunter, yeah, he's dope.
Yeah,
he's dope.
Yeah,
but he's I mean
he's gonna excel in certain areas in CrossFit, but then there's gonna be a huge drop off in other areas.
Yeah. And Hyrox, being the very best at Hyrox as long as he has, is impressive. like, I'm like, yeah, that's cool. That's I mean, like, but there's just one of you. And there's 100 dudes in CrossFit who will fucking make you eat your lunch.
In CrossFit.
Yeah. And you're the very best forever in Hyrox.
Do you think anyone in CrossFit could come close to him in a Hyrox race?
I don't know. He's a genetic freak too. I mean, he's just built perfectly. It would have to be like maybe like a yellow hosta.
That's exactly who I was thinking of. Someone like that, like a taller, longer, more endurance-based athlete. I'm not looking at like a Jeff Adler or Matt Frazier or someone that has won.
Right.
But someone more that would specialize in a Hyrox type workout. Yeah. I don't even really know. I just know there's wall balls and running and rowing, right?
And there's like a broad jump, I think, and then there's like a
sled push, maybe.
Yeah, some sort of pushing or pulling sled thing.
Yeah, I'd never do that. I mean, when I hang this up competitively, I'm still doing CrossFit for the rest of my life. I'm still gonna train like a psycho. For me, like if I don't go kill myself on a ski erg, I gotta go kill myself on a ski erg and then I like feel good the rest of the day. Like, you can't replicate that in bodybuilding. You can't replicate that in anything. I gotta do a hard metcon. And
listen,
gets me right.
Listen, let me tell you how you're gonna end up doing Hyrox. Just listen to this story. There's a rich billionaire, and he's very interested in working out. He's a Hyrox guy, and he wants to purchase Spade, and he wants to bond with you and do a Hyrox team with you. Oh, I'd love to, Mr. Billionaire.
Yeah. All right. You caught me.
I got and she's 5'10" with the craziest body you've ever seen, and she's so fucking smart, and she loves Spade, and she wants to do Hyrox with you. There's a couple random.
Where do I sign?
I don't want to call you a liar, but I think you didn't look at certain scenarios.
Yeah. You're right. You are right.
There's a few out there.
Yeah.
Really cool you to do this. Thanks for coming on. I'm pumped for Wednesday. Good luck with you. Thanks for coming into the Lion's Den. This podcast is the home of Colton Mertens. You're very generous to come in here.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
And I'll send you my address, and you send me your address, and we'll do a swap of soda and tooth powder.
Let's do it. I appreciate the time. Thank you for having me on.
Yep, anytime, dude. And I meant it, by the way. If there's anything I can do to help you with Spade, I just love helping. I just want to help people grow their shit. So anything I can do to help you, or let me know.
Sounds great. We'll be in touch.
All right, brother.
All right.
Bye. Only fucked his name up, I think, once or twice. Oh, big fan of Jake after this. I know. He's cool as shit. I knew he's going to be cool. Anyone who hangs with Noah is cool. Yeah. Look at even David Weed thinks he's a good dude. Jesus. That's always a weird endorsement. Oh, someone told me who Braylon was. I can't remember who told me and who they told me it was. Fuck, who was it? Fuck, I can't remember. Damn it. Do you think that what do you think's closer to each other? High rocks in CrossFit or anal sex and vaginal sex? But just contemplate that for the day. It's Clock. It's whoever Trish was. My guess was always a middle-aged male with roots in NorCal. Hey, but why did they kill off Trish? Why kill Trish? You think anal and vaginal are closer than high rocks and CrossFit? I don't. But it's fine. High rocks and CrossFit are closer. Yeah, I think so too. Yeah. Oh, if you don't know who Trish is, you're asleep. Oh, I'm definitely asleep. Yesterday, I noticed I was asleep. Like I was just asleep. I was just like cruising around asleep. It's like weird. It's like out of body experience. I'm like, wow, you're just fucking unconscious right now. You're just like a shell of yourself. I made it. So today, I went I told you guys, you remember I was I fasted 36 hours once a week for like 3 years. And I took like, I think 9 months off, and then I did it again yesterday. So I didn't eat all day yesterday. It was good. Haven't eaten yet today. I should be approaching, I think I'm hitting 36 hours right about now. Easy peasy. There were some weird moments yesterday though. Getting back into it in the morning was a little weird in the beginning. I'm adding Dave's olive oil to my coffee. I was rocking last night. I love you, Sevon. I love you too. Just don't listen to your dentist, dude. Concerned for you. Oh, what's the purpose? I don't know what the purpose was. I'll tell you what inspired me to do it again. I'll explain it. I'll explain it better later than I will right now. But basically, I wanted to get into a state. I wanted to reduce inflammation, which I did. Like I can't believe how much better I feel. Like in my clothes today, I feel so much better in my clothes today than I did yesterday, or that I have in the last few months. And I wanted to reduce inflammation, and I wanted to get myself into a place where when I'm moving, I guess the easiest way to call it for shortness is into ketosis. So I wanted to get into a place where I was burning fat, ketones, instead of just living off of sugar, living off of glucose. And so, no, I don't really. The thing is I don't really feel. I don't feel fat. I just feel big. I just haven't been liking the way I've been feeling. Caller? The phone might be fucked up. Oh, I need to call. You know who I need to call at some point today? I need to call Garrett and talk to her about the podcast she did. I haven't talked to her about that yet. Sorry, whoever that was. I think I lost you. Oh no, you're still there. Hello, caller. Caller.
Hi.
Hi.
Am I able to speak with Kevin Pettit?
Oh, who?
With Kevin Pettit?
No, I think you have the wrong number.
I do apologize. You have a
That's
lovely
good.
day.
Hey, can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Do you CrossFit?
No, I don't.
You don't. Okay. All right. What do you? Can you tell me what you do for exercise?
I go to the gym and walk my dog.
Oh, nice. What kind of dog?
Mm-hmm. A husky.
Oh, all right. All right. Well, thank you.
Mm-hmm. You're welcome. You have a lovely day. Bye-bye.
Okay. Bye bye. All right. What you gonna do? That was cool. So I had that High Rocks bit all lined up for a live call-in show, but I kind of wanted to do it with Jeff just to feel him out to see, like, I wasn't sure. I want to give like every guest an opportunity to go somewhere a little, squirrely. But the corn thing was good. I mean, that was, although I don't find too many things disgusting. I find that utterly disgusting. I don't even, my kids aren't allowed to say that word. I'm more okay with my kids using words like fuck or shit or ass, swear words, than I am words like disgusting. I just feel like it's a lazy way to, I feel like it's so lazy to describe something as disgusting. Oh, great question. How's Gary doing? I don't know. Man, you're hot. Oh shit, we're still alive. Horrible. Yo, horrible. You like the word horrible? I don't know. That one doesn't. That I agree with you. That one, but for some reason that hasn't made my list. Don't make my list any bigger, please. But you're probably right. Right. I shampooed my hair today. I never shampoo my hair. Can you tell I shampooed it? I mean, when I say I shampooed it, I use some stuff that like my wife has in there. I feel like it looks less greasy. I'm due for a haircut. Sevon, on days when you're not fasting, are you still doing carnivore? No, I've just fallen off the fucking hole. I mean, I don't eat like shit, but I probably just eat too much. I shouldn't say that I don't eat like shit. I mean, like I'll have a tortilla. I feel like that I'll have a tortilla with cheese and just shitloads of steak. That's about as bad as I get. I had a Diet Coke when I saw Godzilla times King Kong. I couldn't even finish it. But I got the fucking big one. It was probably like $13. I was telling my wife I haven't made a drink at home in forever. I haven't been drinking. It's just nuts. I eat a lot of nuts. My wife's carnivore is a mofo. A poison. Diet Coke's poison. Yeah. I'm sure the tortillas I eat are horrible. If my wife will get like these ones that aren't even like made from flour, but they suck for rolling. So when I go to the store, and I don't go to the store very often, I get just the shit ones. You know what I mean? Like the first ingredient is like probably like palm oil. Sevon, that's where you messed up, tricking that Diet Coke. I think you mean drinking. Drinking that Diet Coke. Diet Coke destroys your small intestine bacteria or probiotics. My stomach is like a shark stomach. I could eat like a license plate. Doesn't even matter. Yeah. Tortillas that expire in like 3 years. Yeah. Trying to think, what other shit do I eat? I don't eat any chips or crackers or no candy. What do I eat that shit? Yeah, I think I not really. Trying to think what I ate yesterday. Oh, yesterday I didn't eat. I just you know what I did? I haven't had cream in my coffee in forever, and I asked my wife yesterday to get heavy cream because I'm gonna start drinking some heavy cream again. I don't really like artificial sweeteners. I like any of that. Castro's olive oil is probably canola oil. Oh, I should drink some of that right now. Maybe I'll break my fast with this. This won't even. I don't even think. I don't even think you have an insulin response when you drink olive oil. Let me look that up. I'll take a sip of this into my empty stomach and then we'll find out. Ooh, that was a big gulp. Damn, that was a huge gulp. That went down fast. Where should I put this? Let me see. Insulin response from olive oil. In previous clinical trial on the T2D Evo showed a significant decrease in plasma glucose and Jesus Christ. Insulin response from olive oil. Come on. Does olive oil cause insulin release? Virgin olive oil enriched with bioactive compounds from the olive fruit improves postprandial insulin release and peripheral tissue sensitivity. Fuck, it's a yes or no question. This is like talking to a woman. Mastuda index of insulin sensitivity improves after the intake of bioactive compounds. Is it yet? Which oil is best for insulin resistance? Does olive oil keep you in ketosis? The answer is a resounding yes. In fact, many believe that extra virgin olive oil, known for a wide range of health benefits, is the single best oil for keto lifestyle. You can't believe anything you read on the internet, though. Is avocado or olive oil better for keto? It's best to stick to refined coconut oil and extra virgin olive oil. I don't know if that's true either. Or banana is good for insulin resistance. Jesus. Green bananas don't raise your blood sugar level? Yellow ripe bananas contain more sugar. Can anyone here eat a green banana? A green banana? I'd rather eat a black banana. Anyway, I guess yeah, I don't think olive oil. I don't think you have any. I think even basically any food you eat, you have insulin insulin response. But I think olive oil you don't. I mean, even if you eat a steak, even if you eat something that's pure protein, I think you're gonna have an insulin response. That's the cool thing about olive oil. Ryan K. Someone Googling this question is very womanly. That's a fact. I agree. Ryan K. Someone eats black banana ass first. Listen, buddy, you were doing so good with the other comment. And then you had to go overboard. Too much. Oh, here we go, Melissa. All oils are bad. Just eat fatty meat and fish. Probably true, too. You guys want to see something pretty crazy? Someone sent me this is I see people. This is gonna be crazy. This is the one that gets me fucking so I can't film the behind the scenes. Fuck. I see people volunteering at the games that have no business volunteering at the games. They don't have the physical capacity to do the things that it requires to be a volunteer at the games, which endangers other people around them. Well, what could that be, Sevon? I've seen it. In the I don't know 15 in the I've seen it happen twice at the games for sure. Like exactly this circumstance. It was someone that was so obese that when they were rolling the deadlift bar, they couldn't reach it, like going down a ramp or something. And there was a moment where they had to let it go, and it was free rolling, and it became a dangerous situation. The bar had over 300 pounds on it. Twice I've seen that. One time in Carson, it could have fucking killed someone. I mean kill someone. They were coming down the fucking ramp, and the chick didn't have the range of mobility to grab the bar. And I'm not saying that all fat people don't have range, but like there's a time when you have to be like, hey, you're not fucking capable of that job because you're fucking fat. Hey, it's like my kids on the fucking teeter-totter. Like you can't have you just can't have any random two people on the side of a teeter-totter. Now, I don't just bear with me here. Just think about if you were injured somewhere, like on the Panchek brothers have a great story. They fucking fell down the side of a cliff, and the fucking firefighters and ambulance people weren't fit enough to fucking capable of getting them. I think Scott or one of the dad or someone had to be involved in the rescue. Stefan, if you had to pick one type of meat to eat the rest of your life, what would it be? I don't know if it's for health reasons or not, but dude, when I was doing ribeyes, a ribeye's crazy. Brisket's crazy too. Okay, watch this. Just imagine you had a heart attack on the field and you needed help as quick as possible, right? Okay, look at this. I mean, dude, this is just crazy. Like, don't get me wrong. You'd rather have a fat person than nobody, right? But it's like, this is where the fucking whole equity DEI thing is just a fucking disaster. Hey, thousands, if not millions, of people have already lost their lives because of DEI. I mean, I know I'm preaching to the choir, but and it's going to continue only to get worse. And the people who suffer the most obviously aren't the people, like the kind of people who take personal accountability and responsibility and eat the right thing and exercise. The people that get hurt are the people it's supposed to save, which sucks, right? So the DEI thing, like at the end of the day, it's hurting obese people, it's hurting trannies, it's hurting gay people, it's hurting black people. It's like not the people it's supposed to be helping at the end of the day, it's just hurting them. So aren't you making DEI hires now? I'm not hiring anyone. What the fuck are you talking about? I mean, you mean by having Tim Murray do the you think I hired him because he's a dwarf? I mean, I did like the idea that he was a dwarf, but I didn't choose. If he wasn't the fittest dwarf, he wouldn't be doing it. There's multiple factors. I don't think it would be cooler if he was black or Asian. I just like the fact, or if he was a woman or a man. Like, I don't care about those, but I did like the fact that he was the fittest and the fittest and that he was a dwarf. I think it's a cool combo. Didn't you say something about a woman hosting your show? Didn't you say something? Garrett Glint hosted the show. I didn't choose her because she was a woman. I chose her because she was black. No, I just chose her because I was on her show and I fucking loved it. And I don't really do podcasts. And I want to find someone like a Joan Rivers. If I'm Johnny Carson, I want to find a Joan Rivers. Or it doesn't have to be a female. I want to find that just happens to be, it just happens to be that way. Oh yeah, there are no women in podcasting. I mean, I don't know. In the ones that there are, like I saw this one woman podcast host, and she's like really fucking popular. She's fucking hot as fuck and has a huge set of hammers, and they're out all the time, which is okay. And actually, and she's good too. But I don't know. Yeah, I like Garrett a lot. I mean, I wouldn't have asked her to do it if I wouldn't ask her to do it if I didn't like her. I didn't choose her because she was a woman. I didn't choose her because she was black. I didn't choose her because she was a lesbian. I didn't choose her because, I mean, those may have played a factor, like in who she is today. I definitely chose her though because she had done a podcast before and that she's been dedicated to her podcast and growing it. I would say that was 51% of the reason. Because if I didn't want to pick someone who sucks. Seven's choice for Glinton is a good guest host. Yeah, I want to find like a regular person who would want to do it, and I like her. And she's who cares if I like her? I think she's good. When I was on her show, I felt comfortable, and the show moved fast. It's like fuck, that was 90 minutes. So I don't people have said, hey, when you do CrossFit Games update show and you got John and Taylor and Tyler and Grundler and Chase and whoever on, Spin, Brian, a friend, whoever's been on, people are like, oh, you need a woman's touch. And like, I agree that there might be some value there to have a woman there, but probably not for the same reasons that other people think. I mean, I just think that maybe in our biology, there's a different way of thinking, or they might offer a perspective or culture to it, like that will add value. But I don't want to do it just for the sake of like having a woman. Does that make sense? Like I'm not doing it just like I don't. It's for very practical reasons. It's like the difference, like a man has a different perspective on pregnancy because he was born from a vagina, but then he can see it in a way where he can separate himself from the realities of the struggles or the experience of having a baby. Whereas a woman actually has those experiences, so she knows exactly what it feels like to be anticipate it, to be it, and to get past it. And so it's just different perspectives. And hey, you can't judge someone by their first shot either. You guys are saying Claire sucked. I mean, you can't. I mean, you can't judge someone by their first shot. Let me rephrase that. You can judge them by their first shot, but like, I also think you should give them a second shot if you want. So, anyway. I don't think that female black Supreme Court justice is I would never give her the crown of being the first black Supreme Court justice, because she was chosen, like they said ahead of time that they were going to pick a black woman, or like this lady who's the senator that took Dianne Feinstein's spot. Like she's a black female lesbian. She didn't. They're no Jackie Robinson. They didn't earn it. And that's what I mean. Those people are just hurting the entire black community. Black community, whatever the fuck that means. By doing that. No one gave this dude shit. Oh, fuck, this guy died the same year I was born. Yeah, you just take away from the people who actually fucking do the work and earn it. Carolyn M. Girls have more pretense naturally, in my opinion, and that doesn't fit on this podcast. Pretense. Oh, like making presuppositions. Pretense. Definition of pretense: the act of giving a false appearance. If Emily came back, we might get to see her demonstrate how to use a yoni egg live on YouTube. Emily? What was Emily's last name? Redhead? That's the redheaded chick? Something happened with her. She was on a show and her boyfriend was outside the door banging on the door, and then we never talked to her again. Something got squirrely with her. Not Emily Rolfe, not Emily Kaplan, not Emily Bridgers. Emily Abbott? Is that who it is? Abbott? Is that her name? Emily Abbott? I don't even see her. No, I don't think that was her last name. The redheaded chick who was the games athlete who popped for drugs? Is that really? How come I can't? Abigail Domit? Two B's. Let me see. Christmas Abbott? Whatever happened to Christmas Abbott? Emily Abbott? I don't find it. How the fuck can I find? I don't know. Oh, you think I'm blocked? Jesus Christ. That hurts my feeling. Okay. Emily Abbott Instagram. Emily Ann Abbott. Nope. No. Dude, maybe she's not on Instagram anymore. Emily Abbott Instagram, CrossFit. Emily frickin' Abbott? Emily Ann Abbott? Oh, I found her. No. Dude, this chick. Oh, this page isn't available anymore. She's gone. Wow. Showbart and Kate would be the comeback of all comebacks. I don't know. I disagree. It's fun. It's Pat on a regular basis would work. You mean more regular than he already is? Oh, my wife told me that Emily Abbott's a sex guru on Instagram. Emily Abbott, sex guru. About Emily Abbott. Wow. About Emily Abbott. Let me see. No. Let your pussy guide you with Emily Abbott. Wow. EmilyAbbott.com. No, I think she's gone off of the internet. Yeah, she's gone. I don't think here's the thing. I don't think you guys really know who's good on the show and who's not. And here's why. Because maybe some of you do, some of you don't. But don't you sense when there's people who have to stay in a certain lane of conversation? Why would you want? I don't want anyone who has to stay in a lane of conversation. And so, like, Garrett Glinton does not have to stay in any fucking lane. Now, it's okay to focus in on things. Like, Matt doesn't have to stay in a lane, Sousa, but he stays in a and when he does his show, he stays in a certain lane, right? And that's okay. That's like, we have shows. Shut Up and Scribble stays in a lane. But I'm not interested. Like, I wouldn't want anyone like. I guess like once every 2 months would be fine. I want to do shows. I would want someone to be. She's awake, not woke. Yeah, Clinton. The most profound shit that you can uncover in a conversation, 99.9 people are afraid to even go there. And so, I just think the people you're choosing are in some. They have bumpers. They're protecting, or they don't know, or they don't care, or whatever. It's not even bad. The host or pundits need to be the most flexible guests. Guests can be more rigid. The host, yeah. Or if you want, you could have a host that's like really rigid, but then it's going to be just that show, and that's not the show I want. Miss Latimer. Kate seemed pretty open, way more than Hobart. Anyway, they were great, and I appreciate them a lot. And Pat's great, and I appreciate him. But I think Garrett Glinton's like just fucking wide open. Like she's ready. She's like, her cup does not runneth over. She keeps her cup kind of empty. She's in learning mode. And she's not, and she's unscared. Sevon, that one that says "Let your pussy guide you" is her. Read the link in Google. Says she's kicked out of CrossFit. Oh, I mean, I think didn't she get a suspension for something? All right. You guys want to finish with something funny, or do you want to talk about cancer? Oh, you sent me her profile. Oh. Oh, you know who else I could have do the show? The fluffy duck guy. That's actually not a bad idea. He's fucking good. I really like him a lot. Maiden Medicine. Oh shit, is she pregnant? Well, son of a bitch. I wonder if that's the dude who was banging on her door when we were fucking trying to do the podcast. I think he was like freaking out from the show. Oh my God. God damn, she's hot. A pregnancy has dropped me into an even greater claim of my birthright of reception. Fuck, I hope so. If you're pregnant. I do nothing and life grows in me without effort. Another gift from life, from God. My beingness can never be taken away. And my doing arises from the sacred place of reception, inspiring my man and inviting collaborators on a new journey of connection and cooperation and abundance. This is true feminine power in her reception. Instead of continuously hustling for outcomes, attempting to control outcomes, fearful of certain outcomes, keeping me in perpetual motion, or being stuck in rage, projection against the man, patriarchy, the institution, the world, and needing to prove by going against my nature that I can be a part of it or dismantle it. Putting a dress on, patriarchy, thanks teacher for that quote, that it all needs to change for me to be okay. It needs to burn down. Every woman who returns to radical reception is healing the world, from managing outcomes to soul calling, from disassociated depletion to embodied overflow to her community. All the gates lie within. Pregnancy is a real trip. Okay, so in true CrossFit form, she's still taking personal accountability and responsibility. She's acknowledging that maybe there's some fucked up shit in the world, but that the change has to start with her. And as she changes it, she makes the radical change. I don't know if she's female raw of earth. You know who she sounded more like? That's the kind of stuff Lindsay Cantu was saying. Like, hey, being a woman is owning your rights as a woman. Third trimester bone broth. Earth Daughter Festival. Oh yeah, what's this dude doing? They look like they're fucking bank robbers. Oh, look, there, I can feel the magic. Look, there's Lindsay from BIRTHFIT. Yeah, see? God, those jars stress me the fuck. Oh, that looks like Nicole Carroll. That's a trip. That looks like Nicole Carroll if she was 20 years older. This stresses me out, these jars. Like, dude, just throw everything on a plate and let's eat off it. And everyone doesn't need their own jar. God, I just see cleaning and work there. Fuck. How fun. She's having a blast. All right, cool. All right, go Emily. All right. Oh, I learned that in a relationship therapy session, it's a feedback loop. If you want to change your partner, you have to change yourself. All right. Sorry, Seb, on Fluffy Duck is like a Saturday morning cartoon host, probably a nice person, but no, come on. Sevon, you should have that melanated guest who spoke to his mom while you were like, I'm trying to. It's funny you say that. What's his name? David Lucas, the worst guest of all time. Yeah, I'm trying to. He became big time too. I can't get him or Hans Christian on. So, okay. Thank you. Did I have that up on the screen? Could you guys see all that? I forget if I even had that. If I shared that, or if I went off into La La Land. Anyway, where's the Oh, here we go. Okay. Good shit. I gotta do. Going to the skate park today. My wife put in a. Last night I texted her. She was out with Avi playing tennis, and I said, "Hey, can you start something in the slow cooker tonight? So there's a big chunk of meat for me in the morning." She said, "It's already in there, chuck roast." I don't know what the fuck it is, but I can't wait. Some big chunk of meat. Would Danielle Brandt host the show? Are you fucking kidding me? Host? Have you ever seen one of her Instagram lives? The fuck is wrong with you, Richie Rich? Okay. Here we go.
My boyfriend, he is the same height as me. Yeah, it's not the most important thing to know about him. I just think it helps let you guys know that I'm a good person. For a lot of women, height is a deal breaker, right? Yeah, they're just like, hey, I want a big, strong man who's going to protect me. But for the cases where women are getting murdered, we're something like 14 times more likely to be killed by our husband. Than by a stranger. So you think you're choosing a partner, you're actually picking a potential opponent. If you picked a tall man, that's now an underdog story. Anytime I see a 5'2" lady with a 6'4" guy, I'm just like, I hope you know how to somersault evasively. My boyfriend, he is.
Short men are safer. Danielle Brandon would do skincare reviews. Dude, I would just want her to string fucking 2 sentences together without laughing or reading a comment. That's it. All right. Susie's show is at 11 a.m. Today's Tuesday, right? Trash day. Take the trash out today. I forgot last week. Tomorrow's a big day, guys. Tomorrow is a big day. Tim Murray, 5:30 p.m. Sevon Podcast. There will be an entrance fee at the door. So bring your wallet. All proceeds will go to Tim Murray. Judy, will you be here tomorrow? Oh, that's what I need to know. Judy, are you going to be here tomorrow at 5:30? 5:30 Pacific Standard Time? Sear all sides of the meat, then throw it in a crock pot over veggies for the day. Use whatever seasonings you like. They have roast seasoning packets. Oh. Will you be here tomorrow? Yeah, at 5:30. Okay, so listen. You guys are going to donate money tomorrow while Tim's going during the Tim show, and Judy's going to keep track of it. And every 10, oh yeah, look at you. Just look at that shit. Look at that. All right, see, look at. Now, I did choose Judy because she's an Asian woman. That's true. All right, I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'm guessing Greg will be on with me in the morning, and then we'll have the evening show. We'll probably watch I'll watch Spin and Gang do Colton versus Jake Berman, and then Judy the Treasurer. Yes, and then afterwards we'll do And Judy, you got to yell at people who are inside the party who didn't pay $1, like just in the comments, like just like, you know what I mean? Like, hey, where's your $1? Maybe we need someone else to do that. Maybe David Weed should do that. What's up, Pat? All right. See you guys tomorrow. Love you guys. Good time. Susan will be on here in an hour and 45 minutes. Talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye.